TIER Support Services Code of Ethics. Values are the core beliefs that guide our attitude and actions at TIER. This is called our Code of Ethics. It helps us to make good decisions and treat each other with respect and trust. Here are some things TIER does to help you strengthen your quality of life.
TIER will treat you with respect, helps you make sure your needs are met and your voice is heard.
TIER encourages and supports self-advocates to help and be more independent.
TIER will treat everyone equally.
TIER will respect your privacy.
TIER will help you learn to be an accepted and included member of the community you live in.
TIER will be aware of accessibility and making it easier for you to receive the help that you need.
If someone doesn't follow the Code of Ethics, we take it very seriously and will follow it up in a way that is helpful and prevents it from happening again. Complaints and grievances. You have the right to have your voice heard, and as a participant at TIER, you have the right to make a formal complaint and have that complaint looked into quickly and fairly. There are a few ways you can do this. You can fill out the formal concern or complaint form in your Individual Handbook, or tell a TIER staff person who will help you by writing it down for you. You can also have an advocate or support person help you to make your complaint, and TIER will look at it quickly and openly. You can also find a suggestion form in the lobby of our office if you have some ideas of how TIER could improve. Social media. TIER is on the intranet, and we know that many of you are too. You can find a lot of information about TIER on our website and get updates on our Facebook page. Sometimes TIER will post pictures and articles of participants at activities or events in the community. TIER promises to keep your information private and will not post pictures of you unless we get your permission. Rights and responsibilities.
At TIER, we know that everyone has rights, and we believe that knowing your rights are important.
Knowing your rights helps you make sure you're treated with dignity and respect.
You have the right to understand important information. You have the right to be heard. You have the right to speak up for yourself and say no. You have the right to be married and become a mom or a dad. You have the right to choose your own friends and love who you choose. You have the right to have a private space. You have the right to have a say in where you live and who you live with. You have the right to have a say in what you eat and when you eat. You have the right to be welcome in the community. You have the right to full citizenship. You have the right to have access to your community. You have the right to vote. You have the right to have a job or volunteer and contribute your skills. You have the right to have your own beliefs. TIER will honor your rights and help you understand them. Along with your rights, you also have some responsibilities. For example, when you make a choice, you are responsible for that choice. As a person who chooses to participate in TIER's programs, your responsibilities are being a part of planning for your services with TIER. Exploring options in your community by participating in different activities. Letting people know if and when you need support. Listening to others. Respecting the rights of others who come to TIER. letting your workers know if you are going to be away or can't make an appointment. It is also your responsibility to let TIER know if you have any health or safety concerns so your worker can support you with them. If it is hard for you to tell us about these things, you can ask someone who knows you well to tell us. You also have the responsibility to tell us if you do not feel safe when you are in a TIER program, with someone at TIER, when you are out in the community, when you are in a vehicle. If there is ever an emergency, fire, or a drill, it is your responsibility to remain calm, follow your workers' instructions, leave the building, and let staff know if you or anyone else is having trouble. Reasonable accommodations. TIER is person-centered, which means that you and your needs and goals are the most important thing. If you need TIER to change something to serve you better, we want to know about it. You can fill out or get someone to help you fill out a reasonable accommodation request form. This is like a suggestion form that lets us know what we can do to make sure your needs are met. Health and safety. TIER cares about you, and we want to make sure that you are healthy and safe. At TIER Support Services, we have plans written down that will help you if there is an emergency in our office. The booklet helps TIER staff and participants know what to do if there is a fire, a medical emergency, or if someone needs first aid. All TIER staff have up-to-date first aid training and carry first aid kits in their vehicles. There is also a first aid station in the TIER office. When you first come to TIER, we meet with you, your family and/or caregiver, to find out what you need to keep safe. We ask you about any medications you take and health concerns or safety concerns you have. We write the answers down so that everyone who supports you at TIER knows how to support you the best they can. Sometimes you might get a ride in a TIER staff member's car. Everyone at TIER has a valid driver's license and insurance on their vehicle in case of an accident. To keep you safe, we will make sure that you are wearing a seatbelt and check the vehicles regularly to make sure that they are safe to drive. TIER staff are trained in what we call universal health precautions, which means they know the steps to follow to stop the spread of germs and make sure you are safe. Scope of service. If you are an adult with a developmental disability, live in British Columbia, and are a part of CLBC, you can become a part of TIER's programs. TIER provides person-centered programs for both community support and employment support. Our focus is one-on-one support with realistic goals and outcomes developed with you and your family, friend, or caregiver. To get involved with TIER, you will need what we call a referral from CLBC. Ask TIER for CLBC's phone number, and one of their social workers will help you. Even though there is no cost to you to be involved with TIER, there is a value. The services you get from TIER in a year are worth up to $5,000. Our office is located in Rutland in Kelowna and is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our services are available 24/7. What is CARF? Every 3 years, TIER invites a team of professionals called CARF surveyors to check out the services we provide you. They are like support workers who live in communities across North America. They know what great services look like, and they want to take a look at TIER. These are people who do similar work to TIER that want to learn about us and help us learn how to make our services better. They will visit the TIER office and look at how we keep information about you and your goals. They will also visit TIER participants and their families, either at home or at their job, to ask you what you think about TIER. They will also talk to TIER staff. The CARF survey is something that we do to make sure that TIER is the best it can be.
Disabilities is the way of living, no matter what the DNA says. Some will have limitations, it's what creation has made us. We have the abilities, no matter how different and equal we are. In this society, sometimes I just want to start crying and hurt and how we label each other. But why do we bother? Some will have speech impediments. We are the self-advocates, standing up and raising our voices. That is our choices to have a bigger future.